So hey guys, and welcome back. If you watched the last video, then you know I'm going to be talking about some specific topics that I'm interested in, starting off with this first one of the series. So as an EMT, everybody thinks that being in the healthcare field you can get a lot of good benefits. The truth of the matter is, depending on where you go, for jobs and whatnot, if it's not at a hospital or a big organization, like for example Cherry Hill in New Jersey. If you guys know of it, then you know it's a big city. It's considered a town, but I would consider it more of like a city, because like Camden, it's huge. It may be spread out a lot more, but there's a lot more of a population there, so they get good benefits and they get good pay, and that all varies depending on where you work. Like I said, for a hospital or big city, it may be more money, guaranteed. It probably is. So when it comes to healthcare, not everybody has the best benefits, especially in New Jersey, and it sucks. But where I work, they would charge me $350 a month if I chose to elect for healthcare benefits at Waterford EMS. So that's kind of a huge pay cut, especially when I'm only making about $11 an hour there. So it's hard. When I was working for Lord's Hospital, though, they paid a decent amount towards my benefits, so I was only paying maybe about $60 bi-weekly, which added up to $120 in total. So that's a huge difference. When it comes to healthcare, everybody has varying insurance coverage, and a lot of health insurance nowadays isn't willing to pay a decent amount. Like for us, when we actually get paid from health insurance companies, they always want to fight and argue with us about our reasons for taking a patient to a specific hospital. And that bill for the regular ambulance, for us, we charge $300. But then again, that varies depending upon city. And that's just to show up on the 911 call or a transport call, for example. And after that, we charge by mileage to the hospital. So sometimes, patients can't always afford a $1,500 ambulance bill when it gets down to it. So that's where health insurance comes into play, or even going to the hospital. Like for example, I mentioned that I pay $300 a month for health insurance right now. Well, before, when I had the insurance. Right now, unfortunately, as an EMT, I should have health insurance guaranteed. If anything was to happen, I'd be covered for at least a little bit. But the issue is, when I had this insurance before, they only paid maybe $2,000 towards my recent hospital bill that I had back in January. I still owe $1,000 on top of that, even after paying my copay and everything. So that's an expensive bill. And as I mentioned, I don't make that much an hour, so it's hard to cover, especially when I have other bills as well. Like my car is about $420 a month on top of the insurance, which is just about $200 considering my age and my driving history, which is crazy to think. But state insurance is another thing too. A lot of people will elect for state insurance if they don't meet certain requirements to actually get insurance at their companies that they work at, or if they're just at home, they might elect for health insurance coverage, especially with the amount. Now, I could probably apply, but then again, I've already applied for state insurance twice, and even though I only make so much a month, they denied me twice. So it's a hard thing to actually find and be able to pay that's reasonable, because you'd think you'd have health insurance to actually be covered to pay for an ambulance, to pay for a hospital bill, to pay for even regular doctor's appointments, doctor's visits. But unfortunately, in the reality of today's time, healthcare is more of a business than anything. I almost sound like I'm talking like I'm writing an essay, because the truth of the matter is that until we can actually get a better economy, I have a feeling that's part of it, and people willing to work with charity care and whatnot, which is something you can elect for at the hospital. If you go into the ER and you don't have a certain value, you have a certain value that you have to pay towards the hospital, but you can't afford it. That's what I mean to say. So, you know, it's very hard in today's time. But let me know your guys' opinions down below. If you have any issues with healthcare and whatnot. Other than that, like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.